Hello, we are here to talk about something serious and important today. I saw the doc. It dropped a couple of days ago, and I knew that I had to make a video about it because there were so many things that I personally want to talk about. Also, I do apologize for not posting for 3 weeks. I'm on my journey to figure out where I fit in this YouTube world, but also, if you can't tell, it's about 115 degrees right now. So bear with me as I transition into a better schedule here. The opening line was the most annoying part for me because you just hear Vince say, "People have wondered who I really am, portrayal as a bad guy, but no one really knows me." No, we know you, and I'm sure there were millions of eye rolls as soon as you said that. The reason why I am making this video is because there's a lot of important things that I want this doc to cover. Knowing that it's going to be a Netflix doc, I know you guys understand the landscape of things, but I just want to reiterate how huge this is because it's on Netflix. People who don't watch wrestling, people who don't care about wrestling, people who don't know Vince McMahon, people who don't care about Vince McMahon, they're going to watch it. Why? Because it involves crime. It involves assault. It involves violence. People have succumbed to violence and assault where they can just put on something that happened in real life and go to sleep to it. Everyone's going to be watching this. It's definitely going to shed a light on who Vince McMahon is, and I hope that this doc delivers the way that it's supposed to deliver. This isn't the first time that he's been sued for assault, and I'm going to say assault because I don't want to use the word. I could use rape, but I just rather just say assault for everything. So the director's goal was to pull back the curtain and reveal the true Vince McMahon. And that's the important part here because you have to reveal the true Vince McMahon. I did research, and apparently there's 200 hours of Vince McMahon interviews on this that they did with him. And that's the scary part because I feel like he's gonna talk his way out of it or make it seem like it's all a ruse or people are out to get him. That's the scary part, and that's gonna be the unfortunate part that I don't want to happen. The interesting part about this, though, is so there's 4 years of production. This is a direct quote on Netflix's site where you see the Vince McMahon trailer. If you just Google that, it's on Netflix's site. So this is what it says there. Over the 4 years of production, the story evolved in truly shocking ways, culminated in some extremely harrowing allegations. The final product is a revealing documentary that we believe offers a rich and nuanced portrait of the man and the complex legacy he left behind. It's very hard to be on the side of the doc, to be on the side of the director, to be on the side of the producers or people who are working here, because I need you guys to know that we all know as wrestling fans, and we've been knowing that Vince is a bad guy. We've been knowing that he's a bad guy, not to this extreme, not to the extremities of what we read in that lawsuit, which was, it was harrowing. It was. Chris Smith, he did direct Tiger King. And so, to my knowledge, this doc does not have any relations with the WWE, which is great. The only relation would be the WWE legends, individuals who are on here. And we saw Hulk Hogan, we saw Stone Cold, we saw John Cena, we saw The Rock, we saw Bret Hart, we saw Jimmy Hart, we saw Eric Bischoff, we saw Triple H. I'm wondering if we see anybody else that they're not showing in that short trailer. Chris Sullivan passed away recently, and we saw Chris Benoit. We saw him on that trailer, and then we saw the interview of Vince McMahon, and I don't know who the interviewer was, but we saw a clip of that. I'm really wondering if maybe they also got to Chris Sullivan, because that would be extremely interesting. And Bret Hart, Bret Hart is in there. If this doc has no ties to WWE, I don't think he's in a Legends contract. I don't think that at all. If he's about to talk some shit, because I would love for him to talk some shit. Another interesting part is that they chose the faces. They chose the faces of the WWE. If you're gonna make a doc on Vince, and Vince knew that you were trying to unravel who he is as a person, do you think Vince would say yes if he didn't have creative control? Because it's very interesting that the faces were highlighted. I don't know who else is a part of this doc. I think Vince McMahon probably agreed to this on the basis that The Rock, Hulk Hogan, John Cena, and Stone Cold were going to also be interviewed as character witnesses, because they are the ones that owe Vince the most, right? Like, they were the faces of the WWE. That is no shade to them. They have talent, they have charisma, they deserve to be on that spot, but you are not in that spot if Vince McMahon does not want you to be on that spot. So in many ways, they owe Vince McMahon. Do they know about all this shit that was happening in closed doors? Who knows? We probably won't know until one of them actually say if they did know. I don't want to digress too much, but there is so much. There are 6 episodes. I don't know how long each episode will be. I'm assuming they're going to be an hour. I will be tuning in for it. I'm probably going to wait till the end of my days to watch it. I think it should be a very serious doc. I don't think it should be a doc about people want to pin this on me, but at the end of the day, I'm innocent. If they don't mention one thing, and I don't want to put levels into every bad that he's done, but if they don't mention one thing, there's no point of having the doc. Well, there's a lot of points. Let me not say that. There's a lot of victims. That's the unfortunate part. But if you're not going to include everything, then why make a doc? The sexual assault allegations throughout the years, the murders that he was tied with. It was also stated that his family members, business associates, and some of the most iconic names in wrestling history, as well as the journalists who uncovered McMahon's allegations, are going to be a part of the doc, which brings me into the thing. And again, I don't want to put levels, but this is something extremely important to me, and I think it's important to a lot of people, which is Ashley Masaro. In the trailer, I didn't see anything of Ashley Masaro, and I hope they highlight it in some way, because we know the unfortunate thing that happened to her overseas, and we also know how she was forced to stay quiet. When something like that happens to you and your boss doesn't have your back, your boss is worried about losing ties with the military, your boss is just worried about money and impressions and the way that it looks, you should not be a boss or a leader. That basically states the kind of man and boss you are, which means that you're capable of anything if you're trying to hide assault. And then, unfortunately, that did lead to her unaliving herself, and there's a lot of blame for that towards Vince McMahon. If anything comes out of this, I would just like to bring in the conversation again, because when things happen and things get and there's more things happening, things get lost. And I know a lot of us did not forget about Ashley Masaro. We do not forget about what happened to her. So if you're really going to unravel who this man is, I really need you to unravel all the nitty gritty that probably isn't on the surface level. But if you just keep axing on that surface, I'm sure you're gonna unravel a lot of things. Pro wrestling is a fixed sport. It's performative, it's entertainment. This is real life shit, so I usually don't like to do reactions or content on it, especially when I'm not a journalist. I'm not a reporter, I'm not a journalist. I don't think I'm the smartest person to have those kind of conversations, but as a woman and as a woman who has dealt with that sort of behavior, I would just appreciate for all of the victims to have some sort of justice. I know he has a lot of money. I know he has a lot of power. And that's the unfortunate part about this. He's in this doc. He's being interviewed. There is no, as a professional wrestling fan, as a WWE fan, we know damn well Vince always has control over everything. I want to have high hopes. I think I would have higher hopes if the legends were being interviewed, but Vince wanted nothing to do with this. I think I would have higher hopes for the doc. But the fact that Vince is being interviewed, I don't have that many high hopes. Let me know your thoughts below on the trailer. Are you gonna watch it? Are you not gonna watch it? Do you think it's kind of weird that the doc is happening while a trial is going, but then again, it was recorded before the trial? Do you think they probably should have waited until the conclusion of that trial to finish wrapping up? Or what are your thoughts? Let me know down below. I am live Monday Night Raw, AEW Dynamite, Friday Night SmackDown, and all major PLEs, pay-per-views. It's hot as fuck right now. But if you want to have conversations, if you want to shoot the shit, if you want to laugh, if you want to talk shit, come join my lives. Let's have a good time. Okay, bye. Until next time.